Hello everyone, Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. I'm just doing the last increasing on this little cardigan I'm doing for Eddie. So I'll be up to the armholes before long. And I've got quite a way with this cardigan. It's this is the second sleeve. So after I do this, all I've got to do is put the neckband on and the buttonhole bands and be able to sew it up. You see down I've got, these are all the pieces. Find the back and the sides. The back and the sides, and one of the sleeves. So there's not much more to do to it, and it's quite quick to knit because it's a smaller cardigan. It's a lot quicker to knit up than when I do the larger ones. But you know, I'm sitting here and I feel cold. I'm just going to look at my phone and see what the weather is today. It's detail. I don't believe it. You can see the weather on there. Dark clouds and 13 degrees. 13 degrees, no wonder I feel cold. I think I'll put my cardigan on. I've put off putting my cardigan on. I keep saying it's just imagination, you know, it can't be that cold, but it is. Put this cardigan on. Should have done this before I started. Should have checked the weather before I started. That's a bit better. Yeah, me getting dressed in front of the screen. Oh, that's much better now. I've lost my bra strap down there now. Pull it up. And get on a bit more of this knitting now and I'll have it finished. But I got stopped earlier on. I was talking on Angela. She was on live a little while ago. You know, Angela, the lady I knit the purple cardigan for. She was had live on before and I was chatting away to her and one of my neighbours came over and interrupted me, so I had to go off Angela's live and had one or two things to do, and then I thought I've already done a shopping haul because I done my shopping this morning. I done the shopping haul because I had quite a few more things to get today because my granddaughter hasn't got a cooker fixed yet, so they're at my house again tomorrow for Sunday dinner. Cheryl, Craig, Frankie, Tommy and Eddie, the three kids. So I've got that to look forward to tomorrow. And a lot of things I have to hide out the way when they come up here as well. They think they can just help themselves to anything they like. So that's the last increasing row I've done on that one. And then after I finish that one, I've got this one to do for Tommy. This thing on my screen there, I'll take it off, it's covering half the screen. I've got this grey patins. This was the patins I bought before they changed the texture. It's nice and soft. They changed it. I'm going to go and have a look up the range again and see whether, because that's all they usually have in is patins. I'm going to check to see whether anything's changed, because the last time I was up there I checked all of the wool. It was all new in at the time, and it was all hard, just was not the same as this. This is lovely and soft. I'm glad I got a lot of this before they changed it. So I'm going to do cardigan for Tommy. Well, he's 5, so I'll be doing a 26 for him. So I'll probably be doing another tutorial on my other channel, Sheila's Just Knitting. So I'll probably do a full tutorial when I start this one and put that up on the other channel for anybody. I'll probably pick a different pattern for Tommy's. So I've got that wool, the grey Peyton's wool for him to do a cardigan. But in the meantime, while I'm doing that, I'm also gonna be doing, this is another order I've got for the rosebud cardigan. This is for another lady. It's got to be size, it's got to measure 35 inches. And I've done a swatch with this one because I'm not going to make that mistake again like I did with Angela's. I've done a swatch for this one, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to knit Tommy's during the day and this one of a night time, because I get more knitting done really of a night time, and Tommy's is just a little one, so it'll not take me as long to do his. But I did do a swatch for this, and I'm glad I did, because this is a swatch, and when I do a swatch I always do all of the instructions on the labels always tell you that this is double knitting, and they tell you to use a 4mm needle, and it's 22 rows across for to measure 4 inches. 22 stitches, sorry, not rows. It's 22 stitches, should measure 4 inches, and they say 28 rows, but I usually get about 30 rows to the 4 inches. And when I do the swatch, I always do a couple of stitches at the side in garter stitch, and the same a couple of rows at the top and a couple of rows at the bottom. And then I have the 22 stitches, so all I have to measure is from the edge of the garter. And this one is supposed to measure 4 inches, and it measures more than 4 inches actually. It's almost 4.5. It's not quite. It's 3/8, 4 3/8. This one is, so the stitch is coming out bigger. Normally it's 5.5 stitches to the inch. So I've measured. I use a needle to touch this because I keep losing the stitches. So I've actually measured over the rosebud, because that's where you need to measure it, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 and just a slight way over, so it's not even 5.5 stitches to the inch. So this one's to measure 35, so I'm going to have to measure, well, the back would have to measure 17.5 inches. So 17 times 5 is 50, 85 stitches, and a half an inch, or see, you can't see stitches, you know, it would have to be 3, so that would be 88, and I'll want an odd number for this, so it'll be 89, and I'm going to add 2 more stitches, because you lost a stitch on either side for when you do the sewing up. So I'll be doing 91 stitches. That should measure 35 inches when it's done. So that I've really give that a good measure, that thing. So that this is Hayfield's bonus double knit. That's what I'm knitting it with, and this must be slightly thicker than what I usually knit with, because all the other swatches I've done with double knitting have all come out 5.5 stitches to the inch. But this one and that last one I done for Angela, in the Angela's was already so crafty. and that is very, that one was lucky if it was 5 stitches to the inch. That's how it came out big. So I never done a swatch to it, which I should have done. But I've knit with that much of Aldi's and I thought it was all the same, but apparently it's not. So this Hayfields one is similar to the Aldi's. It's slightly thicker. I could do it on a smaller needle to bring it, to make sure I got 5.5 stitches, but that would make the knitting tighter, so it would make it feel a bit thicker. It would make it feel harder, and I don't want it to feel like that, because this feels nice and soft. That's what the lady asked for. She said as long as it's nice and soft. So that's what I'm going to do, the number of stitches that I said. And I might even do a full tutorial with this one for anybody that might want to follow along. I suppose you can call it a knit along when you're doing things like that, if people want to follow you, but they have to wait. Naturally, this being a larger size, it's going to take me a bit longer to finish each piece before I can go on to the next piece to show people what they have to do. So they would have to be patient and wait for the next part. So that's what I'm going to do when I finish Eddie's, and I have to get it sewn up. I'm going to do a little bit of Tommy's during the day and a bit of, I think the girl's name's Sandra that I'm doing this one for. So I'm going to do some of Sandra's at night time. It's not the same Sandra that sent me the Happy Meal, the second Happy Meal that I got. It's not that Sandra, it's another Sandra. So there's more than one person in the world with the name Sandra. So that's my little bit for today, my little work in progress. I don't think there's anything else I'm knitting. Look in my bag. Oh yes, there's my own my own cardigan. I actually done 1 or 2 rows of this when I was down my granddaughter's the other day. It is a little bit longer than the last time I showed it to you. But this is a pattern that it's going to take a little bit longer than most of my other ones, because it has a slipped stitch down here where you slip the stitch on every other row. And because of that, you have more rows to the inch than the length. So it'll take a little bit longer, that one. So I'll just do a little bit of that when I want it done. I'm not in a hurry for it. It's probably just a cardigan that'll do for the winter. So that's another work in progress that I've got. I'll get round to one day when I'm just doing one thing. And then I have some more courses to do for the girls, because they just keep disappearing on my bingo night. Well, one of the girls, our granddaughter's been coming in with her. She's only 8, and I think some of the coasters went in her pocket. The week before she took one, I had a one with that the sparkle wool. I don't know, one with a little bit sparkle I had left over from a little baby's cardigan I had done. And she grabbed that one out of the bag, because one of the girls will hand them back to the girl, I call her Trish. She does all the bingo calling and the play your cards right and all that. We'll hand all the courses back to her at night time. And they just keep disappearing. I just keep doing more and they just keep disappearing. I know this little girl, I call her Daisy. I know she took one of them, and then I think the next week my grandmother said, you know, she said, I think our Daisy took one last week as well. So I don't know how many she's got, but I'm going to have to do some more. I thought just doing plain ones, they might not disappear, but they're still disappearing. So that's my little bit for today. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I'll let you see when it's finished. But if you want to see anything more about it, just look on my other channel, Sheila's Just Knitting, and you'll see what I've been doing with it. So bye for now.